Hi everyone, it's Sierra from The Home Blondie, and in this video I am documenting my first time ever making sourdough bread. I was waiting to do the intro to this video and I just started editing it and I realized I was so excited to eat this. I never went back and filmed the intro, so I only have half of the loaf left to show you. So this is how it turned out, and now we will get right into the process. It was definitely a journey. Okay, so I attempted to make my own sourdough starter early in 2020, right when the pandemic started, and it seemed like everyone was making bread at home, but I could not get it to work. I don't know if I had my measurements wrong or if like the temperature in our house had an effect on it, but for me, it was really hard to actually start my starter. So I kind of gave up on it, but my sister, she lives near Chicago, not that that matters, but she got a starter from a friend. I don't know if her friend gave it to her or if she bought it from someone, but this starter apparently has been around for like 100 years, which I've heard of a lot of people who have starters that are like really old, if not that old or older. So I have faith that this one is going to work out, not only because she has been making so many things with sourdough. She gave some to my mom, who has been making bread, and then actually my mom was the one who gave me this one that was from my sister, who got it from a friend. So anyway, I am hoping that this will go a lot better than my first attempt because it seems like this starter is tried and true. So anyway, I had gotten it out of my refrigerator, so I'm planning on storing it in my fridge. With the one that I tried to make on my own, I kept it on the counter because I think that that is recommended when you first make a starter. But it started smelling bad and it was just not a good situation. But I think since this one has like been around for so long, it will do fine in the fridge. So anyway, I had it in there. I did take it out about an hour ago, and I probably should have fed it right away, but it's been sitting out for like about an hour, and I'm just going to feed it now. So what I've done is I already poured 3/4 cup of flour into this little dish. And then I also have 3/4 cup of water, and this is from my Berkey filter. So you don't really want to use tap water because the chemicals in it can mess up your sourdough starter. Oh, also your flour needs to be organic flour. I'm really hoping this is organic flour that I have in here. As you can see, I took it out of the bag and poured it in here. I usually do get organic flour unless they like don't have it at the grocery store. So fingers crossed that this is actually organic, because that can also mess up your starter if there are any other like chemicals in it. So anyway, what I'm going to do is put the 3/4 cup water and the 3/4 cup of flour into my starter, and then I'll just leave it sitting on the counter for about an hour to 2 hours. We're gonna go out to lunch, so that's perfect. And then when we get back, then we can start making our bread dough. I'm so mad I repositioned the camera to show myself putting all the ingredients together, and I didn't even press record. So all I did was put the flour and the water in here and then stir it together with this spoon, and then I use this little rubber spatula to like scrape off the rest. And now I'm just going to take this and set it in this sunny spot, and it should double in size and start bubbling. And like I said, I think that should take about an hour to 2 hours. So we are going to go to lunch now, and then we will check on it when we get back. Okay, we just got home from lunch and I'm about to make my bread dough. I wrote down the recipe here. I will link the recipe that I'm following in the description box because I can't remember the name of the blog that I'm following. But I just realized this entire process might take me like 8 hours. So I'm wishing that I would have started this a lot earlier. So this is how my starter looks. So it's a little bubbly, not as bubbly as I was thinking it was going to be. And it looks like some of the flour like didn't get mixed in. Also, I'm kind of remembering from when I tried this before that I don't think you're supposed to use a metal spoon. I think you're supposed to use wooden spoons. So I'm hoping that that didn't mess this whole thing up. I actually don't even have a wooden spoon. I only have like plastic or metal spoons, and they're going to be too big to fit in here. So we're just gonna stick with what I was using before, which was just a spoon like this. So anyway, I need to add 2 cups of flour, 1 1/4 cup of water, which I've already poured into this bowl. And again, I'm using my filtered water from my Berkey. 1 tablespoon of honey, 3/4 cup of the starter, and 1 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, which I don't have sea salt, but I have this ground Himalayan pink salt. So we're just gonna use this. Okay, now what we are going to mix this all together using my KitchenAid mixer. Okay, so it says to let this sit for about 20 minutes to let all the flour soak in all of the moisture, and then we will probably have to add more flour at that time. So I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes and then we will be back to check on it. Okay, so I just had this towel resting over the bowl as it was sitting here for 20 minutes, and now she says to add a little bit of flour, like possibly about 2 cups. I'm just gonna add mine in a 1/2 cup at a time and kind of like, I guess, knead the dough or mix in the flour with your hands. So we will do that until the dough is nice and sticky. Okay, something tells me that I did not do something right, because it's just like, it's not really absorbing the flour very much, and it's just like extremely sticky to my hands, as you can see. And it didn't look like this in the video that I watched from, like I said, the blog that I'm following. She had a video on there showing how to do this, and hers was not like extremely sticky like this. So I'm gonna watch her video again and then I'll come back. Okay, I think it might just need a little bit more flour, so we're just gonna keep folding in a little more flour. Okay, I am not so sure about this. I feel like this is gonna be very dry, if it even works out at all, because it's just like not absorbing the flour. I don't know if I over mixed it in here or what, but now I'm just going to transfer this over to another bowl. So this I just greased with olive oil, and I'm just going to put my loaf in here, and we're going to let this rise for another 30 minutes. Okay, it's been sitting for 30 minutes. I was just texting my mom and my sister, who have been making sourdough bread, and kind of troubleshooting what is going on here. My sister is being so encouraging. She's like, just keep working on it, it'll come together. So we will see. But okay, after it's been sitting here for 30 minutes, you're supposed to like pull the sides into the center. So you do it in like quarters. So turn it again, stretch it back into the center. I'm gonna just kind of move it back into the middle here. Okay, so here's the thing. It's already 5:30 and this is supposed to sit for like 4 more hours. So within the first hour, you do that stretching thing every 15 minutes. So I think I am going to do that over the next hour, and then we'll check on the status, but I'm thinking about putting it in the fridge and finishing this up tomorrow, but we will see how it goes. I'm gonna keep working on it for at least another hour. Okay, well, it's the next day, so this has definitely been a journey so far. So last night I ended up doing that folding over technique where you stretch it and then pull it onto the top every 15 minutes for the first hour. Then I let it continue rising for another hour just in this bowl on the counter. And after the first hour, I did the stretching technique again, and then I put it in the fridge overnight. So I just got it out. It was pretty sticky in the bowl, as you could tell. And so I just put it on this floured countertop and did the stretching technique one more time. And then I just tried to like roll it into a nice loaf by like stretching the dough underneath itself. So we're gonna let it sit here for another like 5 to 10 minutes to hopefully rise a little bit. And I'm going to preheat my oven to 500 degrees and put my Dutch oven in the oven while it's preheating. So let me find my Dutch oven. Okay, so I'm preheating the oven to 500. And it says to leave your Dutch oven in the oven while it's preheating for 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so the oven has been preheating for 1 hour. So I'm going to take it out of the oven, then we will get everything situated to actually cook the bread. Okay, so now I'm going to decrease the oven temperature to 430 degrees. Okay, so I'm nervous for this. I don't think it's gonna turn out, but we'll see. Okay, so now I have to flip this over onto the parchment paper. Okay, and then it says to like cut a little slit in the top of the bread. And if I actually get good at baking sourdough, I want to get one of those things, I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's so you can make like designs in your loaf. I think those are really cool. But I'm just gonna I'll do like a cross. Okay, so now I need to take off this lid. And we'll put the bread in here on the parchment paper. Looks nice and cozy in there. Okay, so now we will put the lid back on and, how does this work? Do I stuff all the parchment paper inside? All right, now we're going to bake this in the oven for 20 minutes with the lid on, and then an additional 20 minutes with the lid off. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that I did not set that on my countertop, because look, it just like burned a perfect circle on this towel. Oh my gosh. I would have been so mad if I just burned my countertop. I just painted these countertops, so I actually have a video on my channel showing how I painted these. So I'm really careful not to put super hot things on here because I always think it'll like maybe melt the paint or something. But yeah, that definitely would have burned my countertop. All right, let's see how it looks. Oh my gosh, it actually doesn't look too bad. This might actually be turning out. Okay, we're gonna put this back in for another 20 minutes with the lid off. Okay, so it's only been in there without the lid for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna take it out because it looked pretty much done when I took it out with the lid on, so I don't wanna like over bake it and burn it, so we'll see how it looks. It looks really good, I feel like. I'm afraid I don't wanna like do anything too soon. But okay, I think I'm gonna take this out and we'll cut into it and see if it's done or not. Okay, moment of truth. Okay, all right, let's cut into it and see. Should I just cut right in the center, do you think? Here we go. Oh, it's so hot. Wow. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to look like, but it looks good to me. I think that maybe it's supposed to be more like airy, like have more holes in it. Smells good. Okay, well, let's try a piece. It's like so freaking hot and like burning my hand. Well, I just went to put butter on it and our butter is all gone. Let's use this like tiny bit that's still on here. That was definitely not enough butter. All right, and then we're gonna add some jelly. All right, let's try it. It's actually really good. I am like shocked. I did not think this was gonna turn out. Wow, I am so happy. I seriously just thought about throwing it away last night because I was like, this is not working out, but it is so good. Wow, I cannot believe I made this. I can't wait for Kevin to get home and try it and just see how it looks. All right, well that is it for this video. This is definitely not the end of my sourdough journey. I still feel like I need to improve my bread making skills a little bit. I also wanna try to make pizza dough, sourdough pancakes, maybe some waffles. So if you have any recipes or tips, please send them my way. But thank you so much for watching. I will be back very soon with another video. Bye!